The series is called Rise to the Top, but you first gotta start at the bottom. You gotta master the bottom. In our first video, we talked about mastering the frustration, creating a foundation from that pain, like growing roots in the mud and the muck, and not just trying to get out of it as fast as you can. No, not just trying to race to the top, but actually spending time in your bottom, spending time in that frustration, spending time in that grind, in that sacrifice, in that pain, spending time there, mastering that spot. And once you do that, then the climb becomes seamless. Then the climb, nothing can stop you if you've mastered that foundation, that bottom, right? Today we're gonna talk about a place that I lived for over 30 years. That I lived in a place where I was so sick and tired of knowing that I should be somewhere else. Knowing that I'm not supposed to be where I am at 30, at 31, at 32. I'm not supposed to stay here. I've always was really good at a lot of stuff, but I was never phenomenal. I was never 1% at anything because I never got out of my fear. I never got out of that self-sabotage. I never risked more than I could see. If I couldn't see the end, I would just, nope, too scared. I'm gonna sit right here, right? And when I think about, like, people talk about discipline weighs an ounce, but regret weighs a ton. When I think about that, I think about a moment my senior year in high school. Now, my passion was basketball, and I was good. I was good enough to get like scholarship offers, right? But everybody told me I would play professional tennis. Like that's where I should go. My passion though was basketball, right? And I take you to senior year on the basketball court. It's my last opportunity because of some blown opportunities in the past. This is my last opportunity to get some kind of scholarship offer. And it's in a huge all-star game. I mean, we're playing with guys like the all-time leading scorer from UCLA, Don McClain. He was on my team. We have big-time players. Coaches from everywhere were here at this game. And I knew this was my moment, right? This was my time. But I was living in 18 years of fear and self-sabotage and frustration and believing that the odds, believing what everybody said, like I couldn't attain. And even though I was in this moment and I had an opportunity to go to another level. Now this isn't about a basketball story. This is about a fear story. This isn't about hoop. This is about sabotage. This is not about basketball. This is about following your passion. So my senior year, huge all-star game. The beginning of the third quarter comes, and I'm playing okay, right? And I know I probably need to step it up a little bit, right, to make my mark. And I'm wide open in the corner. Beginning of the third quarter, I get wide open in the corner, and I just feel a switch coming, right? And I go up, right, and I feel at the corner of my eye, 6'7" dude coming with arms the size of a condor. He's coming, and he doesn't just want to block my shot. I could feel him. He wants to knock it into the 15th row. As I go up, I can kind of feel him there, and I release the shot, and he didn't swat it. Almost worse is he got like a little pinky on it. But it was enough of a pinky to stop the rotation and trajectory, and I just felt, this is going to be worse than a block. This is going to be an air ball, right? And for me, like an air ball, all I could think about in that moment was, if this ball does not touch rim, the entire gym, all the coaches are going to think Dane can't shoot, right? And I don't know why I would allow one shot to define me, but all I could say was fear and self-sabotage. As I lived, 17 and a half years with it, I could feel it grabbing me. And as the ball, because he tipped it, as the ball didn't reach the rim, complete air ball from like 20 feet, complete air ball, bounced off my teammate's shoe and bounced out of bounds. The crowd I could hear, I don't know if it was real or not, but in my mind, in my memory, the crowd just stopped, just like silence. And I just felt instantly like more embarrassed than I'd ever been. So I raised my hand for the first time in my life. I raised my hand and I looked at the bench and I said, "Coach, pull me." And I pulled myself out. I pulled myself for the first time in my life, in the biggest game of my life. I benched myself. This is not basketball. This is about fear. This is not hoop. This is about regret. This is about doing some things, giving into fear when instead I should have been living my passion. And I sat myself on the bench the rest of the third quarter, head down. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, coach came over and tapped me and he said, "Gingrich, let's go, get back out." And I knew at the moment that the time froze, the game just stopped, right? In my mind, the clock stopped. This was my moment. I got to get back in this game and beat this fear. I got to get back in this game and beat my 17 years of sabotage. Right now, I could squash all of it if I get in the game right now. And I knew it. I knew this was my moment. But all I could focus on was the one air ball In my entire life, one air ball was going to define me, right? And it wasn't even a real air ball. The guy tipped it. But one air ball. And I sat there. Coach says, let's go. And I knew this was it. I knew this was my moment. I knew that I could squash all the fear from the past if I could just get in right now. But I couldn't. I sat on the end of the bench the rest of the game, sobbing like my little baby, sobbing. Not because of an air ball, but because I knew this was it for me. I knew I had lost that battle. And what battle? Not one-on-one with another hooper. No, the battle of fear. I knew I lost. We're talking about regret weighs a ton. Even at 30, now I'm 44, this moment defined the rest of my life. Until at 30, I decided no more. And that's what Rise to the Top is about. So when I'm sitting at the end of the bench and I know all scholarship offers gone, done, because I wouldn't step up. That was the last competitive basketball game I played in my entire life. I get to sit on that my whole rest of my life. I can't go back. I allowed fear to get me. I allowed fear to punch me in the face. And it's just an illusion. It was a choice I made to sit there and cry like a little baby, cry and not stand up. So now I'm challenging you. I don't care where you come from. I don't care your excuses. I don't care your whining. I don't care what anybody has told you about your dream. You need to make your dream more powerful than your excuses. You need to make your dream and your passions more powerful than any excuse, any fear that has ever come your way. You need to punch fear in the face, and you got to do it now. Because you were born to rise. You got born to rise to the top. So my challenge, I don't care. I don't care about your past. I don't care what has happened to you. I don't care the excuses and what people tell you. You get to choose. You get to make the choice. You get to rise to the top, or you get to stay in mediocrity. It's your choice.